Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike. Thank you for watching The Outdoor Detailer. In this video, we're going to be washing this car, the SUV here. It has a ton of, it is pollen season here in Ohio, or in Cleveland area in Ohio anyway right now. And there is just a ton of pollen on this thing. The hood, the roof, everything's green. The side of the car is green. So today, we're going to do a little battle between the new Koch Chemie or Koch Chemie product, their rapid rinseless wash, the RRW. This can be had for about $19.99, something like that, at a bunch of detail places right now. It's a new product, came out within the last month. I'm recording this actually just at the beginning of May 2024, and we're going to have a little battle because this really doesn't leave, this is not polymer based that I could tell. I've used it at least on a dozen washes now on different cars, and this does a really good job. It cleans really well. It doesn't leave a very slick surface, but it cleans great. So we're going to test this against the venerable, the much beloved P&S Absolute Rinseless Wash. This is polymer based. This leaves a very slick surface when you're done. I love the feel of this. This product is great. They both, okay, this is a 1 liter, so it's 33.8 fluid ounces. This is 32 fluid ounces. This is 1 US quart, okay? So you get almost the same amount of product in both. Like I said, this one's about just under 20 bucks. And this one is, I think it's roughly like $16 or $18. This is a very good deal. They both dilute to 256 to 1. Okay, they can both be used as like a, I believe a clay lubricant or a like a waterless wash. This one, the dilution ratio for using as a waterless wash is different. This one basically just says use 256 to 1 for everything. So anyway, to go along with this, okay, we are going to be using our Rag Company Ultra Safe sponges. I love these things. They're super soft. They're softer than the DIY Detail Legacy sponge that I had used for many months. I love these things. They have, and I have, you can see I have them labeled up here because I use dedicated sponges for each product that I'm testing. And as of right now, it looks like I got about a dozen different products, dozen different rinseless washes because I do everything outdoor. I don't have a hose here, so I can't foam the car at this location. If I do any foam tests, it'll be either at customer's house or at another property. But anyway, the sponge from the Rag Company, Ultra Safe sponge. It's just one color, but it is fairly soft. Okay, and once you get it wet, it actually is really nice and soft. It's easy to wring out, okay? The blocks, they're cut. The size of these blocks are basically just like the DIY Detail, but this is ultra soft. It is not only ultra safe, okay? This is ultra soft. I've heard that there are other softer sponges, okay? I don't necessarily agree that softer is better. I think there is a breaking point in that. But anyway, this is our testing. So we have our Koch Chemie Ultra Safe sponge, and just to let you know, and I've said this in other videos, okay, I have links below for these products from Detailed Image. They are affiliate links. Nobody's bought these for me. Nobody's given me these products, okay, but I have bought everything on my own. But I will tell you that these Ultra Safe sponges are 16 bucks a piece. Number one, at 16 bucks, it's the best deal probably in professional quality sponges right now. And 10 bucks cheaper than other products from like DIY Detail, or I think the McKee's Gold Sponge, something like that is like 35 bucks. It's crazy. I would never pay that for a damn sponge. Like, no offense to them. I will buy those like double flip towels from Auto Fiber before I would pay 35 bucks for a sponge. But anyway, through Detailed Image, okay, if you buy 2 or more of these, they become like $9.50 a piece. But anyway, These are great sponges, and at $9.50 a piece if you buy 2 or more, they're fantastic. I got like a dozen of them now. It is a lot of money, but just think if you had to buy a dozen of them at 25 bucks a piece. That's just absolutely crazy. So anyway, let's get to the battle here. The Koch Chemie versus P&S battle. And now we have the battle of the brands. We have in the blue corner, P&S Absolute. And in the red corner, Koch Chemie Rapid Rinseless Wash. Both of these products, or I diluted, I should say. Both products, according to their dilution ratios, 256 to 1. So 1.5 ounces into 3 gallons of water here. 1.5 ounces of the P&S into 3 gallons of water here. The only difference, and I'm using the Ultra Safe sponge in both buckets here. Both buckets. This one has the wall guard thing. I'm not going to use that for this test, okay? But they both have the grit guards in the bottom, okay? So we may scrub the thing off on the grit guard, each one, okay? But the difference here, because I only have one of each of these. This is the Rinseless. This is just a pump sprayer. And I have the Solo 260 sprayer for the RRW there. So in fact, I love that thing. Just side, I'll link to that if I have a link on Amazon or something. The Rinseless, I love it as a sprayer. Their foamer I don't like so much. I like the Foam Pro better. But anyway, let me show you the car here. Okay. God, I hope you could see this. This is dirt. Tons of dirt on here. Tons of from rain washing down all the pollen, and maybe this helps, okay? Hopefully you could see that, all the dirt on this. Tons of dirt, okay? The roof. All right, and especially when I said I had a green car, check this out. That's from where the wiper blade stopped this morning when I washed off the dew. All along here, we got the dirt, okay? Just tons of dirt. I mean, you could see literally all the pollen. Without further ado, we'll try the, on one side here, okay? On this side, on the passenger side, we're gonna do the RRW. And on the driver's side, just as dirty, okay? Just as dirty here. We are going to do the P&S. We'll do the front and rear doors with both products. And we're going to compare how well they clean. Sorry about that. We're going to compare how well they clean to basically feel, sponge feel, and if there's any dragginess, anything like that, we're going to compare 1-to-1 and go from there. So in any event, let's get this battle started. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our Solo sprayer that has the RRW in it, and let's get going here. And we're going to spray a fair amount on here because it's dirty, and I know the other sprayer doesn't mist as well as this. So I'm going to spray a decent amount on here, so we get proper proper test. Okay, we'll hit the mirror. Actually, we're going to hit the glass too. We'll do the entire door. Let's get rid of this little thing. We don't want that scratching our paint when we use the sponge. Plenty of wash, plenty of wash. Okay, so I think we've pretty much saturated these panels. I'm liking this. Plenty of solution on here. All right, guys, and we'll give it about 30 seconds to soak while we get our bucket here. Ultra Safe sponge. With any rinseless, you want to squeeze out your sponge there, okay? And we'll actually start at the top of the window here. All right. We'll go around, hit the window, do both, and what I will do is I'll flip the sponge, hit the other side here, hit the B-pillar, hit the rest of the window, and I'm going to hit the mirror as well, since we wet that down. Alright, we'll hit the mirror, and now what we'll do is we will go back into the bucket here. We'll rinse out. We're actually going to scrub both sides. 3 passes on the grit guard. Squeeze it out again. And now we will start on the door. Very smooth, not super slick. All right, we'll hit under the handle here. We'll go nice and slow across the surface, deliberate, not mashing down on the sponge, not squeezing. We'll flip it over. All right, we'll do the bottom of the door. The same feeling. I'm not feeling anything differently on the bottom of the door that I did on the top. Okay, there's no draggy feeling from, you know, road film or anything. Yeah, so that's one door. Okay, rinse it out. 1, 2, flip it over. 1, 2 on the grit guard. We'll squeeze it out a couple times just to make sure. Squeeze it out. And now we'll hit the front door, go across under the mirror here as best we can. Go around the handle, you can hear it unlocking and locking. Get in there, nice and clean. Go across. And let me try and adjust the camera here. All right, there we go. Same feeling. Flip the sponge over. All right. And the bottom. The only difference in feel is when I hit the plastic down here, you can feel it dragging on the plastic. But on the paint, feels the exact same as it does everywhere else. It feels the same on the top of the door as in the middle of the bottom of the door, not dragging. So let's just rinse this out and we'll leave that in the bucket. And now we'll go to the contender. Well, actually they're both contenders because we don't know which is which, but we're gonna have to pump this. All right, the absolute side. And hopefully we get some pressure here pretty soon. Sorry about the shaky camera. There we go. I hear the air bleeding. So come around to this side. And there we go. We will start spraying a nice mist. And I will tell you, they both have completely different smells. And for some reason, that smell from the Absolute, I just absolutely love. And we'll give it a couple more pumps. All right, back to the top. So let's fix that. We'll hit the mirror. Sorry about that. We'll hit the mirror there. The glass. We'll get a fair amount on the door and on the rocker down at the bottom here. All right, we got good coverage across all panels and a little bit on the back over here to cover. We'll grab the bucket. So this is dwelling for a couple seconds while we get the bucket. We have our bucket. There we go. All right. In fact, let's turn this so I'm not tempted to like squeeze the mid out on this, because we want the same. Bring it out. We're gonna come to the top here. All right, we'll go across. All right, feels slick. Actually, on this pass, the Absolute does not feel quite as slick as the Koch Chemie, for whatever reason. Let's unlock this and see if this mirror pops out. There we go. We'll get the mirror done on the inside here. All right. We did the glass, so now we're going to do the rinse off again. All right. 1, 2, flip the sponge. 1, 2. Squeeze it out a couple times in the bucket, and then just squeeze it out here by hand. And now we'll do the back door here. Now I will say on the paint, this feels slightly, very slightly slicker than the Koch Chemie. In fact, we'll do a couple more rows here really quick, and then we'll do a flip to the bottom. All right, flip the sponge. We hit the bottom. Now down at the bottom, it isn't draggy at all. Same as the Koch Chemie. I am noting some like additional, like it feels actually slicker for some reason at the bottom than it did at the top. But let's do this. The rinse again. 1, 2 passes against the grit guard. Flip over. 1, 2 passes. Couple squeezes, and then the final squeeze. All right. So we'll go to this. 1. There we go. Squeeze that in the door handle. Get from the bottom there. Go across the door. No pressure. We're just gliding the sponge. Let the sponge do the work. We don't want to scratch if it picks up any dirt. So then we'll flip the sponge. Go across the bottom. Yeah, this almost feels exactly the same as the other door. When I flipped the sponge and went to the bottom, it actually seemed to feel a little bit slicker. And you know, I mean, that's subjective, okay? But there was definitely a different feeling than I had at the top of the door here. Ever so slightly, there's a different feeling. So there might have been some road film or something, but you know, it's just this. I'd say they're both pretty much on par with slickness from feel, from what I felt. Okay, from what I felt, they both have similar slickness levels. So that was the Absolute. As I'm going through here, I don't see any like leftover pollen. It might be encapsulated in the water, because that's what happened to my other car the other day. I was washing with DIY Rinseless, and literally after 2 washes, I was still seeing a lot of the pollen, kind of like just in the pollen and the emulsification. And no matter how many times I went over it with the sponge, like it just wouldn't get up the pollen. It was so fine, and I just wound up using a towel, just throwing it and just gliding the towel across the surface to basically get all that emulsified pollen that was in the in there. So anyway, let's head over to this side, and we'll see. This has started drying on the surface, and as I look at this, I see a little bit of pollen. Okay, I see polymer spots on the window, but it's not green. And I don't see really, like, there's a little bit of pollen on the On the window here, you can see the little tinge of green. So it did, the Koch Chemie did pick up most of it though, because I only see a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So on this product anyway, I would say, yeah, I see some here where it's drying. I could see the streaks of pollen, okay, because it didn't all get picked up in the sponge. It was still suspended in the water. So what I may do, I may go over this again, but this is really good about the polymer basically wiping right off. So in this instance, because of how dirty this is, I would probably go panel by panel and immediately wipe off and just capture all that pollen that's in the solution. Okay, anything that's in that solution, I'm going to capture right away with my drying towel, and that way it shouldn't mar. And the pollen is so fine and powdery. So anyway, on this side, that's what we see. So let's head over to the other side again. Hopefully it dried off a little bit. All right. So we're drying a little bit on the glass. And what I see right away is this glass, even there's dry areas here and drying streaks. I don't see the green showing up as much on the glass here. Where I do see where it's dried, okay, it looks white, and without the pollen, the green tinge that I saw on the Koch Chemie side. Okay, same thing here. I just see white. I don't see that green. So let's look at the paint. Okay, I see drying here. I don't see any of the green. Okay, in fact, there's almost no water spots at all. No polymer spots or anything there. You know, we're going along here. This is even drying much better than the Koch Chemie, to be honest with you. The Koch Chemie is fantastic. It feels slick on the surface, but I will have to say that from what I see so far, and this, you know, maybe we need another minute for this to dry to make it a fair test, but what I'm seeing so far is that the PNS, the Absolute, in the blue corner here, the Absolute did a better job actually lifting that off the surface and encapsulating it into the sponge. Yeah, I mean, it's been another minute or so here. This is actually not drying as quick. I'm in the shade completely here where I am. The sun is actually behind the building, so I'm completely in the sun on both sides of the car. So it's not like one is drying faster than the other because it's a sunny side. I mean, I'm trying to make this as fair as possible, but I will say that even standing here after a little while, I am not seeing the same polymer spots and green tinge in the polymer spots that I was seeing on the Koch Chemie side. So in the battle of the brands, this time I'm going to have to give it to the PNS Absolute. All right, so let's crown our winner of the subjective, the randomly, unscientifically subjective test, okay, of the outdoor detailer. We are crowning the Absolute as the winner of the Battle of the Brands in the Pollen Challenge. You know, they may act differently in salt. We're going to have to test these again in the wintertime, okay, just to let you know. I've noticed that the different rinseless products behave differently depending on what you're washing, you know, while trying to wash off. The Labo Cosmetica on a surface like this feels super slick, but on a road film or salt, it's I wouldn't use it. That's just my opinion. But in this case, either one, you know, I'm seeing the RRW. It's mostly dry, but I'm seeing a whole lot of that green still on the surface now from where it dried. In fact, let's go back to the other side again with our winner. We have a whole lot of drying area now, and that green is still not showing up in the dried area. So again, in the unscientifically subjective test, we are crowning PNS Absolute as champion of the Battle of the Brands. and the PNS will go head to head now with another brand in the ladder. In fact, maybe we'll make this like a tournament or something. But anyway, this to me, in the pollen challenge here, this is the better product, diluted according to label, 256 to 1, guys. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share this, leave a comment down below if you think my testing sucks. You go for it. You know, if you got a different challenge for me, we'll go for that too. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later. Bye.